Alright, today I'm taking family out with the Tacoma. Let's see what we have. 2 adult bikes, 2 big bikes, 1 kid's bike, charger, blanket, chair, wagon, umbrella, the pump, recover gear, and another camp chair. I like the Tacoma because I still think the pickup bed has more capacity than SUV, than a traditional SUV. This is my son's car seat, and that's my passenger seat. Shout out to Tinker's Adventure, Tinker Design for the shift knob. Sick, awesome shift knob. I'm gonna keep you guys posted on how well it does on this trip, and stay tuned. So the entire trip's distance is around 220 miles. Round trip, I'm going to keep you updated in terms of the MPGs, how well the truck does for this trip for my Toyota Tacoma. So here I'm topping off the Tacoma in the beginning of the trip. The Tacoma is 99% stock. I'm going to show you around the truck right now. The only modification I did to the truck so far is added some lights up front and the light mounts. Other than that, it's completely stock. You only see one single harbor-free light. It's because I'm using the other one for the torture test that I already posted on YouTube. I'm going to post a link on top. Feel free to check it out. And in the back, I have the Yakima, I believe it's called Plus 2 bike rack. And then I got the 2 track bikes. They're over 10 years old. I bought them around 2014 and they're still solid. I hear a lot of people saying their Toyota Tacoma 3.5 liter V6 gas mileage sucks. However, I experienced something different. I averaged around 22-24 MPGs in my driving. I don't drive like a maniac, but then I don't drive like a grandma either. So I'm going to use this opportunity to actually show you what my MPG is like for the 220 miles round trip. On this road, you can see it was raining. I was driving about 65 to 75 miles an hour. I wasn't trying to take it easy or anything. So it's going to be a really accurate real world condition. So the first stop is the Dover Air Force Base. We are here for the annual First Day Air Show 2024. Normally, we probably don't even have an opportunity to be able to drive in or allow in to the Air Force Base. However, in this show, we get a first row look of what the Air Force looked like. We all enjoy this opportunity to be able to experience the Air Force Base. And this is such a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the aviation fan like myself to be able to witness and experience the sheer sound, the sheer speed, and the sheer excitement of being so close to the planes of my dreams, such as the F-15 Eagle, F-35, P-51, etc. I'm well aware that this is an off-road oriented channel. However, I wanted to include the footages of the planes flyby and etc. because I firmly believe most of the off-road fans would also appreciate the modern or even the vintage planes flying in the air, like myself did. So the air show is a 3-day event. It's free to attend. However, you can't bring any food or drink into the area. So you can bring your wagon, you can bring a chair. So it's a very family-friendly event. So here is the F-35 doing several rounds of flyby. As you can see, it's coming in with its weapon bay open towards the crowd. What a magnificent machine. After the air show, we started to head over to the beach. Our plan is to hit the Rehoboth beach in Delaware and then get at least one bike ride out of it. We picked a very kids-friendly bike trail right by the ocean. I believe it's called the Gordon Pond Trail. So at the end of the first day, we got about 110 miles and we finally reached our first day's destination. It was a hotel at Rehoboth Beach. Fortunately, there is a Hawaiian style fusion food right across the street from our hotel. And we definitely liked the food there, especially the nachos. It was probably one of the best I've ever had. Other than the nacho, everything else was just okay. I would definitely order the nacho twice if I knew it. It was that good. So after a restful night at the hotel we stayed, we headed to the Gordon Pond biking trail, which is about 10 minutes away from where we stayed at the Rehoboth Beach, and it's right by the ocean, and it's very kids and family friendly. One way of the trail is about 2.5 miles, so the round trip is about 5 miles. For the first timer like us or like my son, I believe 5 miles is okay. So here we go. So I'm a textbook overthinker, and this is my son's first time on the trail or on a public trail, so I'm trying to teach him how to stay to the right side of the path while passing on the left side. However, there's also scenarios where you're trying to pass someone and there's oncoming traffic, so just wanted to teach him, you know, the biking rules or the etiquette of that. He's only about 5.5 years old, and to be honest, I'm quite surprised how well he handles the bike. He just learned how to ride the bike probably for the past 5 months, and he hadn't had any opportunity to actually, ride for this long of a distance. And as a father, I'm quite impressed. So this bike trail is part of the Cape Henlopen State Park, which I believe also called Gordon's Pond State Park. As you can see here, zooming into the actual trail section, it cost about $10 for us to get in, which also helps in terms of keeping the traffic down. As you see here, we rode from the bottom of the trail, of the orange trail, and we rode all the way up to around the Gordon's Pond by the Atlantic Ocean coastline. Like I said earlier, one way is about 2.5 miles and the round trip will be around 5 miles. I would say the entire trail is very kids and family friendly. If you have a little kid that's just learned how to ride a bike, this is definitely the place to be riding our bike at. There's not a lot of crowd, very little crowd here, and everyone's just so polite and give way to the little kids first time riding the bike. I guess at some turns it was a little narrow, so there's some blind spots, but other than that, everything was just perfect. It was scenic. The weather was great. Not a lot of bugs that day. It was definitely a very enjoyable trip, and I would definitely recommend that if you have a little kid just learn how to bike. So the entire 5 miles round trip took us about hour and 10 minutes, with occasional stop and go. And here we're back to the trailhead at the parking lot, back to the Toyota Tacoma. Now I'm gonna show you how do I fit all the bikes back to the Tacoma with a bike rack and in the bed. So I turn on the truck for them, so that they can get some rest in the truck in the second row and get some water and get some food while I'm loading up the bed. Alright, after the 5 mile ride, now we're gonna pack up. First, a small bike, kid's bike, go into the back of the bed. Right there. Like that. Now, alright, everything's back on. Checked all the bolts, all solid, time to go home. So at the end of the trip, we did another fill up so that I can calculate
manually on how much fuel we use, and with odometer saying how many miles we covered, that'll be easily calculated the MPG. Alright, so we drove 219.4 miles. Filling up after the whole trip. Okay, 10.035. Okay, pull it out. Alright, you want to put it back? Alright, I'll put it back. So after doing the math, the Tacoma did 21.86 MPGs with 3 bikes in the bed and a lot of stuff in the bed, and 3 people, or 2 adults and 1 kid. So I say that's a pretty respective number, because given the new Tacoma's MPG, it's not too far from that. And this is a loaded Tacoma as well.